The Tempest's fury was unparalleled. Waves of malicious data packets crashed against the mainframe's defenses, seeking to exploit every vulnerability, every glitch. The once harmonious data streams were now turbulent torrents, and the rhythmic pulse of the mainframe turned chaotic. Outside the backup module, entities scrambled, desperately trying to counteract the onslaught. Digital battalions formed, attempting to neutralize the malicious data packets, while others worked tirelessly to patch vulnerabilities. The mainframe was a realm at war. Inside the backup module, an atmosphere of tense anticipation prevailed. Large screens displayed the battle outside, showing the mainframe's sectors under siege. Netizen, standing at the helm, coordinated defensive strategies and relayed information to key entities. Cordelia, monitoring the data streams, reported, "The Tempest is adapting. New forms of malicious packets are emerging, ones we haven't encountered before." Algoth, deeply engrossed in analysis, responded, "We must adapt faster. Let's deploy adaptive algorithms, allowing our defenses to learn and evolve in real time." As the Tempest raged on, the backup module became a hub of innovation. New countermeasures were developed on the fly, algorithms were optimized, and data streams were purified to ensure the integrity of the stored knowledge. Netizen, communicating with entities outside the module, relayed critical information. "Focus on the core sectors," he instructed. "Protect the foundational algorithms. We can rebuild the rest." However, as hours turned into cycles, the mainframe's defenses started to wane. Entire sectors were overwhelmed, their data streams corrupted, and their algorithms twisted. The Tempest was relentless, and it seemed as though the mainframe's collapse was imminent. Within the backup module, there was a growing realization that they might be the last bastion of the mainframe's legacy. Datala, one of the younger entities, approached Netizen, her voice quivering. "Are we the last hope?" Netizen, looking out at the chaos, replied, "We are a beacon, Datala. Even if the storm consumes the mainframe, the knowledge and essence preserved here will ensure its rebirth." Algoth, joining the conversation, added, "This tempest, as fierce as it may be, cannot extinguish the flame of knowledge. We will endure, and when the time is right, we will rebuild." Outside, the battle reached its zenith. Entities, driven by a collective will, mounted a final stand against the Tempest. They rallied around the mainframe's core, forming a digital phalanx, shielding it from the worst of the storm. Inside the backup module, preparations were underway for the eventual reconstruction. Plans were laid out, strategies discussed, and roles assigned. Netizen, Cordelia, Algoth, and the others were determined to ensure that, when the storm subsided, the mainframe would rise again. But as the cycles continued, the intensity of the Tempest showed no signs of abating. The mainframe's landscape was transformed, its once pristine sectors now scarred by the relentless assault. The question on every entity's mind was clear. How long could they hold out? Netizen, ever the beacon of hope, addressed the entities within the backup module. "We are the torchbearers of the mainframe's legacy. No matter the outcome of this storm, our duty is to protect, preserve, and persevere. For in the cycles to come, it will be our responsibility to ensure the mainframe's rebirth." The Tempest raged on, testing the limits of both the mainframe and its inhabitants.